gaming PC with brand new parts was 4 years ago. And if I'm being honest, it kind of sucked. It wasn't my fault. I mean, at that budget, I could only afford the lowest card in Nvidia's GTX gaming lineup, and I paired it with the lowest chip in AMD's Ryzen 3000 series. And even with those compromises, we ended up blowing the budget, and we were stuck running at low to medium settings at 1080p. Well, not anymore. Intel has changed the low-budget gaming computer scene with the release of their $250 Arc B580, thanks to this GPU right here. Everything that you guys see on the table is brand new hardware and came to a total of $540. Okay, we still broke the budget, but we broke it by less, and if you're willing to put your trust in some brands that we've never heard of, you can get the same performance as us, brand new, for $500. Let's start building. But not until after I tell you about our sponsor, Greenman Gaming. They are running their holiday sale until January 10th, including big savings, like 20% off Helldivers 2, 74% off Red Dead 2 Ultimate. Sorry, you didn't put Redemption in there and I got confused. Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition, and even more award-winning games, like God of War Ragnarok. Head to the link in the description to find out more about the sale, and stick around because we're going to be browsing Greenman Gaming and having you guys help us pick some games to test after we finish our build. Let's not waste any time and jump right into our CPU of choice. I mean, at this kind of budget tier, I'm using the term choice a little bit loosely here. Let's have a look at the CPU that AMD was willing to give us at a price that we can afford, the Ryzen 5 5500. See, here's the thing. AMD doesn't really make new Ryzen 3 processors for the retail market anymore. We did find some relatively current ones, but they were OEM only and not accessible if you're building your own PC. The good news is that by choosing an older Ryzen 5, we're still getting pretty good bang for our buck. We get 6 cores, 12 threads, boost clocks up to 4.2 gigahertz, and AMD's somewhat aging, but still quite potent Zen 3 architecture. This cost us $79 and, thankfully, includes a cooler, meaning that we don't have to spend budget on one later. As for our motherboard, well, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'll be finding out in real time if this was a good choice. We literally fired up PC Part Picker and sorted low to high. The ASRock A520M HDV Micro was still a whopping $70. How is it that even cheap motherboards are so expensive these days? And what are we even getting for features here? Let's do an unboxing, Andy. Old school unboxing style. We get 2 SATA cables. Ooh. An I/O shield. Ooh. Man, that's not Halloween. Why am I doing spooky voice? Okay, we got a manual, a seat. No words. We get an M.2 screw, button battery safety notice, and we get the board itself. I'm expecting this thing to be... I actually don't know what I'm expecting. Am I expecting it to be basic because it's the cheapest motherboard on the market? Or am I expecting it to be decent because I paid $80 for it? No, $70. Either way. Oh, you know what? Actually, compared to the budget boards of my younger years... Not bad. Lost your mic? Oh, did I? Oh, that's hilarious. I bumped the table as I was walking around it. I managed to snipe my mute button. Check that out. That right there, my friends, that's skill. All right. So we get actually what looks like probably either a 3+2 or 4+1 phase VRM design, which makes sense that it would have somewhat decent VRMs on it, given that it does have socket AM4 and technically is compatible with even some pretty high draw chips. We don't have really any cooling for it, but hey, at least it's not one of those boards where it has the through holes for cooling, but then just doesn't come with a cooler because it's a cost down one. So you look at it and you're like, clearly the idea was to put cooling on here. Is that because it needed it or because it was aesthetic? Hard to say. We only get 2 DIMM slots, but that is pretty normal for a lower end board. And honestly speaking, on modern platforms, most of the time, I probably wouldn't use all 4 DIMM slots anyway. We get a couple of PCIe slots. That one is at least full X16. And we get M.2, which is nice to see. 4 SATA ports, front USB 3, but no Type-C. A couple of USB 2s. Actually, a pretty complete overall package. Oh, woo, I/O. Oh, wow. Wow, you get some modern stuff. Okay, you get a handful of USB 3 ports, gigabit LAN, audio jacks, but oh man, you get some retro stuff on here too. To go along with your HDMI, you get DVI-D specifically. You get VGA, PS2 for that classic keyboard you're rocking, and a couple of USB 2 ports. Frankly speaking, not bad. Like, there's nothing here from a gaming standpoint that I'm looking at going, oh no, I will simply not be able to play my games. Yeah, as long as it runs stably and doesn't have any serious problems with it, I think I'm actually okay with this. Now, Elijah, you did mention that there were some cheaper boards.
Correct. We actually found some on Newegg for as low as $43.
$43?
But they...
Okay, there's got to be a reason we didn't choose them. Let's go ahead and let's fire up the old fresh egg. The old not aged, fertilized and hatched egg. It's new.
I got it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to be helpful. Man. Okay, components and storage. Come on over here, Andy. Let's find the cheapest AM4 motherboard we can. I want one that's in stock. I want one that's sold by Newegg, and I want one that is brand new. Discount, current promotion. What the heck is useful links? Combo up savings, warranty. What does warranty mean? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. That's cool. You can select the warranty thing. Availability, discount. Dang it, where is it? I swear, I found this before we started the stream, and now I can't find it anymore. I want a not refurbished one. Sort by lowest price. Do you know how to find that?
I'm pulling it up.
Wait, no way. Elijah?
Yes, sir?
The cheapest thing they have is $94 now. What the heck is going on here? Seller?
Are you on Canadian or are you on?
No, I'm on .com.
Oh,
that is actually not what I was expecting to happen here.
It's kind of funny because remember the brands of those boards were brands we didn't recognize, and we kind of made a joke in script review that they might vanish in a week?
Yeah.
I guess those brands vanished within the week.
No, there's no way. There's no way. We're going to find it. We're going to find it. Do you have a link to the boards?
Not from those cheap ones, no.
Show more. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Look at some of these brands. There's Hohengager. You see this, Andy? We got Hohengager brand. We've got Ecomhoper.
I found a 50.
We've got MFH ZPOK. Oh, hold on. I think it's this one. I think I got it.
Yep, that's the same one.
Dude!
So it's actually gone up in price.
It's gone up in price. The Huananxi. Oh, I have Andy. Andy, help me.
I don't, I can't figure out the tone.
All right, well, it's $56 now for one of these. Oh, dude, that would only save us like 15 bucks. Hamburgers. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to see if we can end up under 500 bucks. Either way, let's go ahead and get our CPU installed here. In case we don't find it was $43 before. Okay, for those of you who have never seen how to install an AM4 CPU, this is going to be a treat. So you lift up the arm, you do the thing. Oh yeah, there you go. Got that triangle right there. Delicious golden triangle. Would you eat Golden Triangle's breakfast cereal?
Oh yeah.
Because I think I would. I'd be super down for some Golden Triangles. I think that's a pretty promising cereal name. All right, while I get this cooler installed, oh my God, where did you find this cooler, Elijah?
It was in the stockpile bin.
It's so dirty.
Is it? I grabbed the one that was on top. The one you would get would be much cleaner.
Yeah. See, the thing is, a lot of our CPUs are either samples from AMD, which don't come with coolers, or they've been kicking around long enough that we've lost all the packaging and coolers and accessories and all that. So this is just a random AMD stock cooler. Yours would probably look a little different. Dan, I think the script calls for me to do, or the plan calls for me to do a merch message right about now.
Yeah, sure. I've got
Got
one
any merch
for
messages
you
yet?
here.
Should I explain what they are? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Merch messages are the way to interact with our live streams. All you got to do is go on lttstore.com. We've got a lot of great stuff that you can check out there right now. You can back order one of our precision screwdrivers and bit sets. You can pick up a regular screwdriver. We've got lots of great clothing and apparel, t-shirts, hoodies. Wait, no, I think the cargo pants are out of stock. Whatever, the point is we've got lots of stuff, and just add it to your cart, and you'll see a little box to leave a merch message for the stream. It'll go to producer Dan, who will forward it to me or throw it up on the stream or forward it to someone else internally who can answer your question. Basically, he'll get you an answer. Sometimes his answer is, frankly speaking, not great. It's just whatever he can quickly type up when he's going through the flurry of merch messages. But hey, at least you get something in return. You get acknowledgement from Dan, and you get your order in the mail, which is better than a lot of sort of throw money at the screen streamer things. So that's how merch messages work. Dan, do you want to show them how a curated one works?
Sure. Hey, LDE, does Intel, with their Xe2 graphics, potentially make the cut and shift things for Nvidia HQ to make them change their path?
I don't know. I really don't think so. I think that if I'm Nvidia right now, I am looking at Xe as kind of like an interesting sideshow. Because like all you got to do to figure out where Nvidia's priorities lie is follow the money, right? So I forget the exact mix right now because I haven't looked at it in a little bit, and it's not the kind of thing that keeps me up at night. I'm not an Nvidia shareholder. But what I can tell you is that there has been a big shift in their revenues between what used to make them a predominantly gaming, and also professional visualization company, to what they are now, which is a predominantly enterprise compute company that has a gaming arm. Right now, Xe2 is not any real threat to Intel's enterprise ambitions. And so I just think they're probably looking at this, kind of going, okay, well, this is a thing that exists and we're aware of. I doubt it's going to result in any kind of significant shift in strategy at Nvidia. With that said, Nvidia has gotten to where they are by being ruthless competitors. Sometimes when it just like doesn't even matter, when they could totally just let someone else have a bone, they're like, no, I will have all the meat and all the bones and all the broth and all the vegetables, and everyone else can have nothing. And that's gotten them to where they are today. So you never know with Nvidia. They might just ignore ARC, treat it as a complete non-threat. I mean, Intel is currently a ship without a captain even. How can you take them that seriously? But they also might just go, someone else got a morsel. Let's crush them! You never can tell with those guys. This mounting bracket is stuck, and I'm doing my best to stall for time while I fix it, but I'm having a very difficult time with it. The arm is stuck too high, and it won't come down low enough to grab the thing. Dan, do you have another merch message to help me stall with? Nope. Oh, good.
One just came in.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
How do you know if you're in love?
What? What kind of, wait, what? Is that a real merch message? That's not. You made that up.
It'll pop up on the screen in a second.
No way.
It's from Bradley.
Nobody sent that.
There it is.
Oh, it's real. He can't fake that, to my knowledge.
I don't lie.
How do you know if you're in love? Well, let me put it this way. You see that special computer? You lock eyes for the first time. She's running Doom Eternal. Actually, that's a bit of an older game, which is fine. It's fine to be into the older computers. Some of them they've really taken care of themselves. And okay, sorry, this is really coming off the rails here. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I don't know how to answer that question. So instead, I'm just going to talk about fixing this cooler. It looks like it will require some disassembly. So I've pulled out my LTT precision screwdriver that hopefully, oh wait, do I even need to do this? Oh goodness. I don't actually know if I need to take out this screw, but I'm committed
I
now.
believe that you just hook over one of them and then throw down the latch on the other side. I don't think you have to remove that if you want to put it on the computer.
No, though. The problem is that this is stuck.
Oh,
It
you
won't
broke
come
it.
down. So no, I'm well aware of how to install an AMD stock cooler, you guy. Thank you for that, though. I was there when the AMD stock cooler was written, Daniel Besser. Jeez.
Goes on the motherboard.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Technically the CPU, but
So the issue is that I need to get in there.
Both.
I've seen this before where it gets jammed.
Don't forget to put the CPU in first.
So you guys thought you were tuning into a stream where we were going to be doing a computer build, but instead you're getting the first ever AMD stock cooler teardown on LTT. Are you kidding me? How does this come off? I just need to get in there. Okay, does the fan pop out or what? Are you even serious right now, AMD? Yep, no, there's plastic clips that hold the fan in. So we're just gonna bend those back ever so gently. All the while cursing Elijah.
would you like me to get a new cooler out here?
Nope. Nope, what I want to do is defeat this one. It is now my arch nemesis.
Okay. I will give you 2 minutes before I call JP.
2 minutes?
Yes.
No way.
Well, I don't want to drag this on too long, Linus.
No, that's what the people came here to see. They came here to see tech tips.
I'm glad they did, but we have other things to shoot today.
No, this is the only thing we're shooting today. Okay, there we go. Okay, so why is it stuck? Buddy, get it together here. Okay. What are you stuck on? Oh, okay. So here's what happened. The arm got up too much somehow. Someone jammed it, so it's getting stuck on the fins here. See that? And this plastic tab right here is preventing it from moving over enough to not be stuck on the fins. So what we gotta do is we just gotta kinda force it a little. Oh my God, get out of the way. Hey, are you even serious right now, buddy? Oh, it's not. No, it's much worse. It's much worse. So this piece right here, you see that, is supposed to be in between here. And instead, it's stuck on one of the fins. How did this happen? How does this one unclip? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I could have taken the whole thing off without undoing those screws. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now we can bend this fin back. You following, Andy?
Yep.
This can go in between there where it's supposed to be, okay? So it's got that slide so you can stretch it over the thing. This can come back on. There we go. All right, take that stock cooler. You just got tech tipped. You're fixed. Well, it's not necessarily fixed yet. I could still break these little plastic clips while I'm putting it back together. There we go. There we go. That is how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be able to come down in order to fit over the thing. All right. Dan, you got any more merch messages?
Yeah, sure, I got a couple here.
Hit me.
How do you think AMD will compete with the 50 series and the Intel B series?
Dude, I don't know. The more I look at it, and obviously, I don't know anything about the performance of 50 series yet. Certainly nothing concrete. We don't have cards in hand, and even if we did, I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about them. I don't know anything about AMD's upcoming cards, other than that I could probably speculate that just like with the PlayStation 5 Pro, we're probably going to see improved upscaling because AMD and Sony seemed to make it very clear that there was some next generation hardware going on there. So upscaling and ray tracing I would expect to be very much improved in AMD's next generation products. Other than that, I don't really know anything concrete about them. There is the rumor that AMD is basically not going to bother with the very high end anymore. And they've done that before with some success. They've actually done it twice. They skipped having high end cards in their old 3000 series, like Radeon HD 3000 series. So their top end card was the 3870 with that like weird Frankenstein Crossfire card that had two 3870s on it, acting as their flagship. And then they did it again with Polaris, so the 500 series, where the 580, or I think technically they had a 590, but it was basically a 580. So the 580 was their top end card that time. And they managed to, by focusing on just kind of that affordable mainstream price point, they managed to gain, I don't know, a little bit of momentum, and they came back with high-end cards, but then they still haven't managed to kind of keep that momentum, so I don't know what to tell you. AMD's GPU team just hasn't been able to execute the same way that their CPU team has been able to, and without being embedded in that team, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly why that is. I can just tell you that what I'm observing from the outside is that they're having a heck of a time with it, and it's honestly kind of frustrating from my perspective, because in some ways I don't even think they're doing like a horrible job, right? It's not like they don't have competitive products out there. It's just they just somehow don't seem to be executing. They can't get the sales. All right, here we go. Sorry, there we go. I couldn't reach this screw anymore once that was back on there. There we go. All right, Dan, hit me again.
Sure. Why does LTT Store not
Oh,
have...
wait. No, I wasn't done yet. Never mind, I lied. So long story short, I suspect strongly that AMD is probably, I think based on the rumors, we're probably going to see a repeat of that strategy where they kind of target a mainstream price point, and for better or for worse, we're gonna see how that goes. And then as for Intel, I don't think they've given any real indication so far that we're going to see a higher end ARC. So it looks like Intel's going to be gunning for that value segment, that like esports gamer segment. As for Nvidia, I think it's very clear that they're extremely comfortable at the top of the roost. Maybe what we'll see is a future where Nvidia is completely dominant at the top, mostly dominant in the mid-range, and then AMD and Intel are kind of fighting it out in the value segment, which I think would be really good for gamers, because you'd effectively have some competition everywhere other than the $1,500 to $2,000 cards, where, I mean, realistically, if people can afford that, then what do they need the competition for anyway? Apparently they can afford that. Okay. Are you kidding me? I seem to have rebroken it.
All right.
No, I will fix it. Dan will give me one more merch message, and then I will quickly fiximulate it.
Why does LTT Store not have Canadian dollars for pricing for fellow Canadian shoppers?
That's a good question. The reason is that all of our costs are in US dollars, so all of our pricing is effectively derived from our costs in US dollars, meaning that if we had pricing in Canadian dollars, it would simply be derived from our USD pricing anyway. So it doesn't matter. So as much as you can kind of look at the pricing and go, oh, I could totally afford this if only they priced in Canadian dollars, that's not how it works. The way it would work is our pricing would just be our pricing in US dollars times the exchange rate to Canadian dollars, because our costs are in US dollars. So pricing it in Canadian, the one benefit would be that there's no exchange rate on the credit card, that is truly a good benefit. However, maintaining an entire set of different storefront for Canadian dollars when the cold hard truth is that Canadian shoppers are a small fraction of our base is not something that our poor accounting department wants to deal with at this current time. Someday, we may open up multi-currency. It is a feature that Shopify enables, but it is not a free feature that Shopify enables. I forget if it's first party or if it's through partners. And so it's not necessarily something that will actually result in lower operating costs or lower pricing. Because if we're absorbing the cost somewhere, either running this feature, then it's either that or you absorb the cost in your credit card fee. Basically, every time we've run the numbers, it's pretty much come out in the wash, and there's not much point in doing it. You know what there is a point in doing? Continuing this bloody PC build. Our total is now $150. That is more than I would want to spend having only 2 parts. But that's kind of what we're stuck with because modern generation Ryzen 3s don't exist anymore. So let's move on and talk about our RAM. Yes. This was once again determined by low to high pricing with a filter for kits that run at least 3,200 megatransfers per second. I gotta say, guys, I am very excited to install the Silicon Power X-Power turbines. We've got 2 8 gig sticks, which I would consider to be pretty minimal for modern gaming. This is one of those situations where, in an ideal world, I would actually like very much to be able to put one 16 gig stick into a system like this and know that I'm going to upgrade to 32 gigs running in dual channel later. But every time I talk about that these days, people get so mad at me. So there you go, guys. There's your 2 8 gig sticks running in dual channel. You'll get the full performance today, but what it means is if you ever wanted to upgrade from 16 gigs to 32 gigs, you're gonna have to just chuck these and put in 2 16 gig sticks. And I do understand that not running in dual channel these days is a significant performance penalty, even compared to back in the day when many people used to do that. Just throw in 1 stick for now and then assume you're gonna throw in a 2nd stick later when RAM got cheaper. But I don't know. I think personally I would take the compromise, especially because like a big part of, I don't know, would I? Because a big part of the reason that we did it back then too was that RAM prices were kind of always going down. Whereas now they do mostly always go down, but they're, especially for DDR4, they're kind of already rock bottom. So there's no like, oh, it's going to get cheaper later so I can upgrade for a fraction of the price. So I don't know. Maybe that's something where for another, $19 or what did we pay for this thing? Like $18 or something like that.
It
right?
was very cheap. It was like 21, I think.
Yeah. So for another $20, maybe it's worth it to go $560 and just get all the RAM you need today. Now storage. This one's going to be a bit of a longer story. See, we almost went full Intel for this build, which would have been kind of hilarious. Doing a $500 value gaming all Intel build. What even timeline am I on? We were thinking maybe we'd use a 12100F CPU. But the problem is the cheapest Intel motherboards that we could find from reputable brands did not support NVMe SSDs. And in present year, I just don't feel right putting a SATA SSD into a brand new build if I can avoid it. There are situations where SATA SSDs make sense. Say, for example, if you had already filled your M.2 slot on a motherboard like this, yeah, by all means, add a SATA SSD. But if we're talking your boot drive, you're going to want to use an NVMe drive. I mean, they're priced pretty much the same these days because most of the cost is just the flash itself. So we did avoid using a SATA SSD, and we went with this Patriot P300 PCIe Gen 3 M.2. It's 512 gigs, which, I mean, I consider a great value considering how much Apple would charge for that.
Oh, ding.
Yeah, or whatever. Anyway, jokes aside, I know that 512 gigs is not the most space in the world. In fact, I would even go as far as to say it's not really ideal. Like, it's enough that you can have some smaller games installed and maybe like one top tier game, you know, like Final Fantasy 16. You pick that up from Greenman Gaming and then a bunch of smaller games, and that's basically all you can do. But
Your mic.
anyway, the point is it's enough that you can at least get started, and you can always, you know, add a hard drive or something like that on one of the 4 SATA ports later. Although with that said, does this case even have hard drive? Okay, we'll get to the hard drive conversation later. For now, let's get this SSD installed. And I think we're due to check out some stuff on Greenman and let these guys tell us what games we're going to play later?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get the SSD installed real quick here. I'm not monitoring chat. Are people enjoying the stream, or?
Yeah, it seems
No,
very
they-
enjoyable right
they
now.
hate it?
There's a lot of people on YouTube.
Oh, shoot.
There's a lot of people watching.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing about streaming earlier in the day.
Yeah, there's 18,500 people watching.
Oh, hey, what's up, YouTube? All right, there we go. Boom, M.2 installation. Man, it's crazy. I never know what the right amount of instruction to give these days is. Like, back in the day, we could kind of make the assumption that, yeah, you know, most of our viewers are building a computer for the first time or whatever. These days, man, there could be people that have been watching LTT for 15 years. So if I'm sitting here going, yeah, take your M.2 drive and put it in at an angle, make sure it's snug, put it down, tune the screw, like those guys are gonna get bored. But then we also get feedback from people that are building a computer for the first time that are like, whoa, dude, slow down, I got no idea what's going on. I almost wonder if there'd be some value to like creating a for basics channel or something like that, because we tried to do some basic stuff on the main channel back in the day, and it just did not fly. The audience like hated that. I mean, even the more recent How to Build a PC Last Guide You'll Ever Need, those videos bomb out of the gate, and then it's not till YouTube's like recommended or up next and all their various algorithms pick it up that they start to get anybody watching them. All right, are we just going on to Greenman Gaming? Do you have screen cap? Like, should I go do this over there?
We can if you'd like. I was planning on you just doing it on your laptop. You picking 3, and then we'll do a poll on Floatplane for chat to pick one.
I get to pick 3.
Yeah, so let's look through 3 games that are available on Greenman.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. All right, cool. So, Andy, yeah, I guess I'll just turn this around, and we'll hope that I don't get any notifications that are highly confidential by switching my teams to Do Not Disturb. There we go. Dude, okay. Is it just me? But like managing my status on chat apps, I can't. Okay, it's not just me. Like, I literally can't. Like, I see people that are like, they have their status set for their vacation. They've got their status set when they go home at the end of the day. They got their status set when they're in a meeting, they're on a conference call. I'm like, guys, is it Floatplane chat? Is it just me? Is Floatplane chat working?
It is.
Oh,
A couple people said they agree.
is it doing the thing? Oh no, I just have to refresh the page. Okay, I'm gonna refresh the page. Because I do not have enough brain cycles for that. Like, I have no, yeah, not just you. Okay, thank you. And yes, I know that you can have automatic ones, but that only helps if you happen to be on your meeting in that app. Like, I don't know. And I'm sure you could build automations for like your calendar or whatever, but I gotta tell you, with the number of people that have access to my calendar's a disaster. Like, I would be in Do Not Disturb or like in a meeting or in a shoot all the time. And I don't even blame the people that help me with my calendar. Like, I get it, because a lot of the time, the amount of time that I take to do something is unpredictable. Like, for instance, I'm doing a gaming stream where I'm building like a basic computer with like 6 parts. We've been streaming for over half an hour, and all I've done is put a cooler on a motherboard and a CPU and a RAM. That's like nothing. I mean, look, poor Elijah's dying over here. He's dying.
Yeah.
Because his boss is going to be like, yo, Elijah, what the heck? Why is the stream taking so long? Don't you make sure that coolers work before you give them to Linus? Do you have any idea how important Linus is? See, I never have those conversations because I think that's silly. I love fixing things. But there's people that have like performance targets to hit, and they're all like, Elijah, why are you taking so long? Why we need more Linus time? See, you can see he's at.
To be fair, this stream has a very high average viewership right now, so I'm good. My metrics are hit. I'm good.
Do you have metrics for that? Like,
I don't think for like we're basing things off some views and like how videos perform.
Oh, really?
So I think in the long term we'll see how this stream does as a VOD.
Oh, interesting.
But as of right now, there's a lot of people watching, so this is good.
I know so little about how that stuff works these days now that I don't actually have any direct reports. So I just kind of stand here and I do my thing. I fix coolers. What am I supposed to be doing right
Greenman
now?
Gaming.
Oh
We're
yeah,
looking for
Greenman
3 games,
Gaming, our
'cause they're their
sponsor.
sponsor.
Our sponsor, Greenman Gaming. All right, let's go check it out.
Can we brighten the screen a bit?
Yeah, I can brighten the screen. Whatever you want, Andy. Whatever's good for you. All right. Ooh, holiday sale. Well, let's jump right into that, obviously, right? And maybe Floatplane Chat can give us some suggestions. You guys don't get to pick my 3, but you can give some suggestions for my 3. Okay, I still have never played a God of War game, which is extremely embarrassing. What kind of game should we play? Oh, dude. Civ 6 is 20 Canadian dollars? That's like 14 US dollars or something like that? What is this? What's Anthology? Is like Anthology like not good or something? Like what happens if I switch to one of the other ones? Oh, lordy. Okay, so what makes it Anthology, guys? Help me out here. 7 is just around the corner. That makes sense. Yeah, but I heard Civ 6 is really good. I haven't actually played it. Anthology includes all the Civ 6 content released, including the game, the 6 DLC packs. Oh, this is like the whole thing. Okay. I mean, that seems like a W, right? Cool. What else we got here? Why is my hotkey not working? Alt left arrow. Hello, buddy? Okay, cool. Did that not go? That did not go in the cart. Okay, that's fine. We'll add this cart here. There we go. Oh, now I've got 2. Oh, balls.
I'll take a copy.
Yeah, I'll figure that out later. Okay, what else we got here? Bungie holiday sale. Do they even make games other than like Destiny? Like what's in here? Ha! We got Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Destiny 2, The Light and Darkness, Destiny 2, The Final Shape and Annual Pass, Destiny 2, The Final Shape, Destiny 2, Shadowkeep Pack, Destiny 2, Lightfall, Destiny 2 Legacy Collection, Destiny 2 Bungie 30th Anniversary Pack, Destiny 2 Beyond the Light Pack.
At this point,
Did I call it or what? Like,
people are thinking this is sponsored by Destiny 2 at this point. It's sponsored by Greenman, okay?
yeah, I'm not even buying that. Okay, let's find some crazy deals. Games over 75% off. Killer 7. That's tempting for $10. What else we got? What is all this zombie stuff? Zombies on a plane? Zombie Army 4? Are zombies trending right now? Are zombies back?
They never left, Linus.
You suck at parking sounds fun. I think I'd be down for this. I do kind of suck at parking. The world's most extreme parking experience. Sure. Let's do it. Okay, you suck at parking's in the cart. Let's show some more results. Let's find some deals here, boys.
Let's find one more, and then we'll get chat to pick between those 3. Civ 6, You Suck at Parking, and...
You know what? I have never played an XCOM game, which as someone who loved Final Fantasy Tactics and generally loves tactics games, as if anybody ever put an actual real date in here. There we go. Is sort of embarrassing. I should probably have played XCOM. So I'm gonna check out this XCOM collection. Hello, continue. Does it know I'm lying? There's no way. Oh, it's just taking a sec. Okay, all right. That's gonna be my 3. That's gonna be my 3.
Would you like to do a poll? We'll do a poll on Floatplane.
Oh.
See which one they pick, because we won't have time to do all 3.
Okay.
So we should see
maybe
what...
let them pick 2.
Okay.
Also, you know what? Maybe throw God of War in there because I personally kind of want to see like a modern AAA game. I didn't add it to my cart on Greenman because I already own it. Let me make sure. Let me see which God of War I own. I bought one at some point because I was like, okay, this is embarrassing. I haven't played a God of War game ever, and then I just never played it. So let me see which one I have, and then, oh my God, how do I not have my own Steam account signed into this computer? This is what happens when you are streaming live and you don't. There we go. All right, cool. I am now signed in. But yeah, let's throw God of War in there, and then I'll just buy it from Greenman now if I don't have the right one. So you can go ahead and put the poll up.
All right, so on Float Plane, there's a poll. Top 2 win: God of War, Civilization 6, You Suck at Parking, or XCOM. So everyone on Float Plane can vote.
I kind of want to try You Suck at Parking too. I don't know. I might just hang around and play games for a bit after I build my computer. I mean, that's my reward for building a new computer, is I get to play games, right?
Well, we're actually planning a stream.
We're doing a stream? Oh, that's right, we are doing a stream. We can promote the stream. So just like we did back when Intel launched their Arc Alchemist first generation cards, where we sat down and we played basically any game you guys asked us to play on Arc to see whether it would work or if there'd be any weird artifacts or anything like that. We're going to be doing the same thing again, this time with Battle Mage, and we've got some ideas to kind of streamline it. So our goal is to get through like double to 3 times as many games. I have no idea if we're going to be able to pull it off, because between unskippable loading scenes and actually getting to the point in the game where you take control of the character and like all that kind of stuff, there could be some challenges, but we're going to do our best. We're going to try. Okay, so no, I only have God of War. I don't have God of War Ragnarok. So I'm going to go ahead and just add that to my cart real quick on Greenman. Thanks again, Greenman Gaming, for sponsoring the stream. Do I have any like talking points for them or anything like that?
It's just their holiday sale till January 10th. Go check it out. They're adding more games up until that date as well. So keep checking back in, every other day or so.
Heck yeah. Okay, do I want the digital deluxe? I don't think I care. I could just get the regular God of War Ragnarok, right? I save $8. Okay, cool. View card. Wait, which 4 did I say I had?
You wanted God of War,
Yep.
Civilization 6, You Suck at Parking, and an XCOM game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, no, it was an XCOM anthology.
Okay.
That actually looks like a pretty good deal. Okay, that's the one that I'm missing. I must not have pressed that. All right. Why don't we continue our build here? Elijah, can you check this out?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. There, XCOM the Ultimate Collection. That's the one I want.
Looks like You Suck at Parking and God of War are winning right now anyways.
Really?
That's what chat wants us to play.
Yeah, but this is 89% off, so I just want to buy it anyway because I don't have any XCOM games.
Okay.
Okay, so if you could do that, and here's my wallet.
Yippee!
Thanks. See you later.
Well, I'm going to buy myself some games now, right?
No.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to our case. This is another area where you could probably save some money compared to our build, whether that's just getting a case for free from a friend or a computer shop or even a recycling pile, or whether that's, I mean, yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Or you could also just pick something up for like $5 on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. We have had a lot of success over the years getting free cases. In fact, I don't know if I can think of a Scrapyard Wars where, when you account for the other value of stuff that we bought, like there have definitely been situations where we have exchanged money and gotten a case. But I don't think that either Luke or I have ever actually paid for the case as part of that, if you get what I mean. Like, we were already getting a deal on the hardware itself, and by the way, there's a case. Or we get them for free. Getting a free case is such an ultimate level hack for getting a better deal on a computer, because this case cost us, what was it, like $40 or something like that? $35. Okay, $35, and it is, boy, is it ever unexceptional. Okay? And if you think about that, $35, even though that's the cheapest case we can find, is still about, what does that work out to? About 7 to 8% of our budget. So if we just didn't buy a case, that's the equivalent of everything else we buy being on sale. Being 7 to 8% off. and us being able to get better hardware elsewhere. Anyway, because the goal of this build was not to, scrapyard wars it. The goal of this build was to build a brand new computer for around $500. We did not go for the second-hand case option, but this is one of the big ways that you guys could definitely stretch $1. This, by the way, no, I am not exceptionally strong. This case is just exceptionally light. This is the DIY PC S08-G. Shockingly, it has a tempered glass side panel. It actually has kind of a pretty looking paint job. It's just the features and the room to work where it's going to be a little on the lacking side. There's also areas where just like, I don't know how much money this saved them, but it cheaps out in ways that I don't think I have ever seen before. Check this out, check this out. So where the I/O shield clips in, okay? Normally, you would have like a solid edge along each side. Not on the DIY PC S08G. No, sir. Here, you get a solid piece on that side. You get a little tab on the bottom to click it into. A little tab on the top. You see that little tab, Andy? Okay, you get a little tab on the top. And then on this side, they took 4 little foldy tabs, and you've got those 4 little foldy tabs to kind of click it against. I don't even think they play a role in holding it into place. So you're just using the tabs on the bottom and the side to hold it in, as far as I can. Oh, no, they do. Yeah, so you just got 4 little tabs there that hold it into place. I mean, realistically, once the motherboard's in, it's not going anywhere, but you got this like weird gap that I have never seen before. See this? This gap right here. You see that? Yeah, weird, right? What do you... Good tempered glass, though. Doesn't break. Nice. That was close. It's got 2 front USB 2 ports, front USB 3, front panel audio. Apparently it has support for 200mm radiators. I mean, other than just being like the cheapest thing I've ever seen, it's not bad. Not bad for features. Let's see what the build experience is like. Elijah, did you already put in the standoffs that I need?
Correct.
Oh, wow, what a guy.
I was actually going to go down memory lane with you, Linus.
You're going to go down memory lane. Okay, well, why don't you come over here on camera if you're going to do that?
Do you remember the last time we tried to save money on a PC case?
I do. Oh, God.
I brought it with us today.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Elijah. Truly, it is a work of art that we are unworthy of.
So yes, you can get a PC case for cheaper. And it requires some work. Dan might actually have some footage from that video that he can throw up on screen here, where we butchered the heck out of this case in order to make it fit modern hardware. Oh my goodness.
Not just fit modern hardware, have adequate cooling for modern hardware. Look at those speed holes. Look at that fire extinguisher that you're holding.
Because it started to smoke when you were using the grinder on it. But
look. Yeah, okay.
Isn't it great?
And to be clear, okay, not every older case is going to be all solid panels on all sides and require this much TLC to get any cooling. And even if it does, hey, you can always just take off the side panel and take off the front panel. But realistically, even spending, what did we spend, 35 bucks on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, even spending $35 on a case is going to get you something that's going to look a little nicer and a little more modern. I actually am coming around to this thing. You know what I miss, though? I miss, like, Antec having killer case power supply combos. Like the Antec Sonata, for instance, it was awesome because you got a decent enough case, you got a quality power supply, and it was at a really, really attractive price. Having to buy those parts separately, not in a bundle, basically as a requirement. Like I can't think of anyone other than does Raid Max or Logisys still do case power supply combos? I can't think of anyone who makes a power supply you would actually want to put in your system that does case power supply combos anymore. What's out there? Is there anything still
I know
out there?
Logisys still does.
Logisys still does? Yeah.
I don't know about RAID Max though.
No offense to Logisys. I would not consider putting a Logisys power supply in my computer. I'm sorry, it's just not really an option. This is tech tips, not tech disaster show. All right, we're doing not bad. Looking pretty good. Apparently I'm supposed to do a merch message.
Yeah, sure. I've got a couple here.
Hit me, Dan.
Hey, Linus, as a darn tough fan, have you also had issues with their socks being overly snug and difficult to put on? Is that something you have found with the upcoming LTT socks? Any advice?
Oh, okay. Am I rocking the darn toughs today? Oh, nope, I have prototype socks. Never mind, ignore those. I actually consider that a feature, not a bug. I actually like that long after their first wear, because, oh man, okay, I don't want this to get, into like kinks or anything like that, but I can't think of too many things that I like more than putting on a brand new pair of socks. Like, oh, so good. The point is, the fact that Darn Tough socks stay like tight, so when you put them on, they're like, they're like, it's like a hug for your foot. I actually like that. I consider that a feature. Our socks would definitely have like a tighter kind of fit. But there's actually practical reasons for that as well. I find that they work almost as like a type of compression sock for me. So I wear the high ones, and I find that when I'm doing sports, like whether I'm running or playing badminton or whatever else, I used to get shin splints back when I would wear like lower socks, or I wouldn't wear tight socks. So I find they actually work as a compression sock for me, and yeah, I consider it a feature. My understanding is that tight socks can help prevent like blood pooling as well. So get used to it. Would be the best advice that I can give you.
Especially on a plane.
Oh yeah, especially when traveling. Yeah, Andy is an expert on the dangers of traveling these days, and I'm not going to get into any more detail than that because that would involve his personal information, which I have not asked him if I can disclose. But yeah, compression socks on a plane, very good idea. Now it's time to talk power supply. This was probably the most challenging component of this build to choose because pretty much everything else was chosen for us. The ARC B580 is the only reasonable value GPU that we can target this price point with. We went with the cheapest motherboard. We went with the cheapest reasonable CPU, the cheapest RAM, the cheapest SSD, and then the cheapest case. Like everything else, we were just picking what we can afford for our $500 budget. For the power supply, you guys can probably already see that we spent a little extra on it. We could have gone with a $20 special from someone like Logisys or Coolmax. Over here, even this smart 500 watt from Thermaltake would have saved us enough that we could have, between this and the motherboard, gotten down to our $500 budget. We could have done that. But the thing is, Lucas from the lab, he's a lot bigger than me. I mean, I don't know. I think if push came to shove, I could probably find somewhere to hide that like he couldn't fit and he couldn't like get to me. But either way, it's not ideal. So we were forced to choose something that he approved of. And that's why we stretched our budget here. And we picked up the minimum that he recommended, the Corsair CX 550 watt bronze. It's about $60, a lot more than I would want to spend. That's about 12% of our total budget. But it occasionally goes on sale for about $10 off. There's another thing to note about this. It is not the full 600 watts that Intel recommends for this GPU, but we talked to Lucas about it, and he said that realistically, that seems to come down to the ARC B580 having somewhat higher transients, and as long as you've got a quality 550 watt unit, like a passable quality unit, it should be fine. And that's what we've got here. So let's go ahead and get this installed. So thank you, Lucas, and the rest of the labs team for the hard work that you guys do to make sure that whatever we're recommending, even if we're on a tight budget, is something that we can stand behind that is not going to fail you when you're in the middle of a session. All right, let's get this bad boy installed. We got 4 screws. Oh, I guess I got options, right? Does this have a filtered intake on the bottom? Wow, you know what? For $35, I'm actually kind of liking this case, Elijah. It's not the world's prettiest filter or anything like that, but she's got a filtered bottom intake and raised feet. So even if we're on like a medium pile carpet, our power supply is not going to suffocate. I'm kind of coming around to this case, Elijah.
All right.
Which doesn't mean that I want to spend money on a case when I have a $500 budget. It just means that if I have to spend money on a case for my $500 budget, I consider this one acceptable.
You haven't cable managed yet, so we'll see.
That's true. That is true words that you have coming from your mouth. Do you have my laptop?
Yeah, sorry. I was done.
hoping to look at Floatplane chat, but I can't.
Oh,
Dan,
sorry,
do you want to hit me with a
interrupt
merch
you.
message then?
Sure. Hey, Linus, Elijah, and Sir Besser. Do you still value and use mechanical gadgets like mechanical watches, analog cameras, or FX racks over digital ones? It's sad to see these industries fading.
Oh boy. Man, I gotta tell you, I don't personally have a ton of nostalgia for analog devices. Like I grew up with a rotary telephone, and the second I got a touch-tone phone, I was like, yo, this is better. And then when I had a touch-tone phone with a wire, the second I got a 900 megahertz cordless, I was like, yo, drop kick, boom, see you later, old phone. And then when I got a cellular telephone, I was like, no way, I don't have to be at home within range of my base station to use this. Dude, progress. I love progress, dude. My first camera I owned was a digital camera. That was my first, hold on, I'm trying to think if there's anything before that. No, I don't think so. My first major expense growing up was I bought myself a digital camera in, I think it was grade 10. This is before I bought myself a PC. So I loaded my photos from that digital camera, my PowerShot A20. So this is like $500 or whatever. It was a lot of money for me at the time. I was in high school. I loaded my photos from my PowerShot A20 onto my Pentium. I was either a 166 or a 90 or something like that. Like I had like an actual crap tier computer. It was more important to me to get a digital camera. And I didn't want like, I forget what it was even called. There was like this weird little, like really cheap one that was like, 144p, like weird video thing that I got for a Christmas present. And I asked for a gift receipt. I took it back. I got like $100 credit or something like that towards that PowerShot A20. That was like my first major paid for myself expense. And I have never looked back at film and gone, wow, that would be so much better. Not once. I'm so sorry. I'm the kind of person that when I'm evaluating something, I'm all about, okay, but how much does it cost me tomorrow? Like what's my per shot cost with this thing? And it's not like I don't see the value of like developed photos. It's a lot of fun to go back and look at old scrapbooks and stuff like that. I think that, Polaroids invite fun. There's just something about it that is fun. But I can't get over the calculating part of my brain that goes $1.20. $1.20. $1.20. And maybe I'm just not a fun person. Maybe that's what it comes down to, because I feel the same way going to like a commercial paintball field. I'm like, nickel, 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 nickel. Like I just, I have a really hard time with things that have a continuous cost. It's one of the reasons that I love PC gaming so much, or at least I used to before everything was gacha. Because you could buy that game once and get so much value out of it through, the incredible modding community or through multiplayer and always changing experiences. And it's one of the reasons that I just never understood. Like even when Xbox 360 was like the king and was incredible, I was like, I'm sorry, it has, you like pay to play online like every month? What? Like okay, like I guess. See you later. Yeah, I'll get that game eventually anyway. And in some cases, I was wrong. But in a lot of cases, Yeah, I was less wrong. So back to your question, film cameras. It's not even about the inconvenience of developing the film for me, because if anything, I think that inconvenience is actually, it can actually be a good thing, or like the less inconvenience, more ritual, right? Going there, putting in the film for development and whatever else. And it forces you to do it because otherwise there's no way to ever see the pictures. Whereas with digital, you can kind of like quickly look at it on your phone and then you never bother. You never get around to it. And so in some ways, I actually think the convenience of film is sort of superior in the actual experience of doing it because you might actually follow through and develop something. I think printing things is really inconvenient, and that's why almost nobody does it. But I just can't get over the in my mind, impracticality of paying like a significant amount of money for every single shot I take, even if it's like out of focus or crappy. I like being able to go click, 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 and hope that I get a good one. I take a lot of my pictures of kids and animals, though, so like film is especially wasteful when your kids are making stupid faces or whatever else. We actually just shot a short circuit yesterday rounding up instant cameras. So like Instax, Polaroid, what's their nuts? Kodak has one that has like a little built-in printer in it and stuff like that. And it's funny because they totally knew their audience. When they prepped the video, they prepared like a cost per shot for me as part of evaluating which ones I liked. I actually co-hosted it with Yvonne as part of promoting Yvonne Week on Floatplane, where it's going to be, I think there's an interview with her. She does a Meet the Cats, where she shows off all of our cats. So we're going to have that at lmg.gg/floatplane very, very shortly. Sorry, I'm just wiring up the front panel stuff. I realize I'm just building a computer and not actually talking about it here. Did our 24-pin power connector, our 4-pin power connector up here. Got our front USB 3 front panel connectors. All this is nice. Like I remember old budget boards. There's no way they would have all the connectors silk screened on there, so you don't have to look at the manual or anything like that. This is actually perfectly acceptably adequate to build in. I have no real complaints so far. HD audio, boom. All right, that's it. Our front panel connectors are done.
Would you like to know the two games that won?
I would like to know the two games that won. Yeah, hit me.
It was almost 50% for You Suck at Parking.
Nice.
And then God of War.
God of War.
So
okay,
we're gonna have
perfect.
to get this built because we're gonna have to make sure those are installed because I didn't know that those were the two that were gonna win. So.
Sure. Well, you could start downloading God of War now, right? Possibly? Onto a game drive? Do you have a game drive?
No.
Oh, all right, cool. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The reason that we are able to make a kick-ass gaming computer for a console-like price. The Intel Arc B580. If you guys haven't seen our full review of this card, it is a must-watch. But the TLDR is that it's out for as little as $250 US, and in our suite of games, it was able to handle 1080p ultra settings and never drop its average FPS below 60. To say that this is the type of game-changing, disruptive GPU that the entry gaming market needed would be a gross understatement. The fact that we're even calling $250 entry level is such a mind-blowing thing to me. It says so much about the way that Nvidia and AMD have abandoned budget gamers. Like, you used to be able to get something not garbage from Nvidia and ATI for like $100 and change. Nowadays, cards for $110. Actually, you know what? This is worth pausing, not talking about Arc for a second, and firing up Newegg again. Check this out, you guys. We did this as part of the prep for the video. Okay, here, I'll just throw this on the ground. Okay, components and storage, GPU and graphics card devices. Okay, check this out. Gaming video cards. Here we go. Sort by lowest price. Okay, let's take out refurbished. Let's see if I can find the refurbished tag this time. Condition, here we go. Maybe this is where I was able to find it. New. All right. Oh, This is actually not that bad. Okay, you can get a 6500 XT. Hey, where was that stupid junk from Nvidia that we haven't seen anything from Nvidia. So let's see what we can find from Nvidia. We're all the way up to $170. We haven't found a single Nvidia card yet. Here you go. You can find some. Okay, how is this new? Are they still selling 3050s? This has one egg. I'm not even sure if I believe that. We're all the way up to $180. So apparently, we have to change our filter to components and storage, just GPUs. What's up?
I have this one.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a 1030.
If you want an Nvidia card for like $100 and change, you are literally getting, what is this, like a 7-year-old GPU or 6-year-old GPU or something like that?
The architecture was 8 years old, I believe.
An 8-year-old architecture. Like, guys, this design is older than my youngest child. Pretty much only suitable for outputting a secondary display. AMD, a little bit better. But this, 1080p Ultimate. 1080p. Did I say Ultimate? I meant Ultra. The point is, it's got 22nd generation Battlemage Xe cores, 20 ray tracing units, clock speeds of up to 2670 megahertz, and a total board power of 190 watts. Not to mention that they gave a huge FU to the incumbents by equipping it with 12 gigs of VRAM. For those of you who are out of the loop, that's a really big deal. And the conversation's been going on for a little while, but obviously it hasn't been going on enough to reach NVIDIA's ears. Back when they released the 4060, there was a lot of conversation around the $200 paywall that they put in front of getting more than 8 gigs of RAM. Because at, I believe it was $399, you could get the 4060 with 8 gigs. At $499, you could get the 4060 Ti, but still with 8 gigs of RAM, and you had to go all the way up to $599 to get the 4060 Ti 16 gig, which was functionally pretty much the same thing as the regular Ti, but just with a modern amount of VRAM on it. And there was no 4060 16 gig. So they had a 4060 starting at $400, but if you wanted something that was going to be able to keep up in modern games, you had to spend $600, which is more than this entire computer, even after we blew our budget. Now, in fairness, those cards have come down a little bit, but anyone who invested in them got a really awful value. We predicted, and many predicted at the time, that not having 16 gigs, or at least more than 8 gigs of VRAM was going to be a problem very soon. And it turns out that we are very soon a clock later, and it's already a problem. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle has a clear performance penalty from using an 8 gig card. And it's only been, what, has it been like a year and a half since the 4060 came out? I'm trying to remember what the actual timeline is. Elijah, do you mind checking the release date of the 4060 series for me real quick? Thank you so much. In the meantime, I'm going to look for a 632K screw here.
It looks like it was June 2023 era.
Oh my, yeah, so a year and a half ago. Oh man, I'm good. Nice.
Nailed it.
Go Linus. Anyway, the point is, it has issues with 8 gig cards, and that is in spite of it being an NVIDIA sponsored title. So you go and you buy one of NVIDIA's basic, ray tracing ready cards or whatever, and you're gonna have issues with a game that comes out just a year and a half later. Anyway, we've got our Arc Battlemage in here. Let's go ahead and get this plugged in. Here we go. And a boop. And that's it. That, my friends, is how you build a PC. Now, this is not a perfect PC. In fact, I would say that it's a pretty safe bet that we would need to add at least, I'd say, an intake fan here. I'd say once we've got an intake fan on the front to use this vent, draw some fresh air across our GPU, this exhaust and that intake working together is probably enough. But worst case scenario, we are on a tight budget. We have $500 to spend. We can always add a fan later. And we can run our side panel off until our next lawn mowing session, or whatever it takes for us to get like $8 for a fan off of Temu or whatever. Elijah, do you want to grab a monitor and let's get this thing going? Oh, I guess I should do a little bit of cable management first. Do you mind grabbing a couple zip ties real quick?
Okay.
In the meantime, Dan, do you want to hit me with a merge message?
Yeah, sure. Doing a bit laggy on the stream here. Hold on, let me just pause this. Hi DEL, restocking my gift card stockpile after the holiday buying. Have you ever got refused tech support because of so-called incompatible hardware, like having GeForce, not Quadro?
Oh. I mean, we ran into something like this very recently. I don't know about refused tech support, but we've definitely been told, yeah, there's nothing we can do for you. You've got the wrong thing, in situations where I don't personally feel that makes a lot of sense. We talked about this when we were looking at that Spatial Labs stereoscopic 3D monitor that Acer co-developed. And they have a commercial version of it that, for whatever reason, is locked from running games. Like you can't, I understand, okay, yeah, fine, I can't run the commercial stuff on the gaming version of it, no problem. But why on earth would you tell me that I'm not allowed to game on my like professional grade one? Who are you to tell me I'm not allowed to play video games on this thing when it costs so much more? Like, the one that costs more should be everything that the cheaper one is and more, not just, I'm not going to go buy another one to play video games. So I thought that was pretty bananas. That one was pretty recent. I'm trying to think of anything personally though, and nothing really springs to mind for me. Elijah, have you ever run into anything like that?
Sorry, I missed the merch message.
Sorry, you brought the wrong product. I can't help you with that. And their example was something like, running GeForce drivers on Quadro, just like artificial software lockdowns.
I feel like I probably have had a story when I used to do IT support. Like, I reached out to the company that made the software that the company I was dealing with was having issues, and they're like, "You're using unsupported hardware," and I'm like, "Your specification was Windows 7 or newer." So like, what do you mean I'm using unsupported hardware? And they were like, well, it's Windows 11. And I was like, well, that's newer. But it's like, oh, it hasn't been verified yet. And it was like, I had those examples when Windows 11 was just rolling out and we were deploying it on sites, but.
I've definitely run into, oh dude, actually, that reminds me. Yeah, I've run into quite a few where they won't install because you have the wrong version of Windows. But it totally doesn't matter, and once you force it to install, it totally works.
Yeah.
I hate that. Just try to install, and if it doesn't work or whatever, you can tell me it's unsupported during the installer, but do not outright block me from installing it. That's just wasting my time. That's all you're doing. That's literally all you're doing is wasting my time, because I'm gonna go find the file, and I'm gonna go, fill in the versions of Windows that you support or whatever. I'm gonna go fix it anyway. So all you're doing is making me do that, which I don't like to do.
The worst part was doing tech support for companies that are using older hardware, whether it was like a specific CAD license or something that only worked on XP.
Yeah.
And then obviously I can't phone the company and be like, hey, I want this to work on Windows 11. So I have to
figure it out.
I have to fight through either registry or other setting changes to get it to work, because my client that we're serving refuses to change to anything newer, which is fair.
You know what?
And valid.
In some cases, especially with stuff like CAD software, it's super valid.
Yeah.
Like, that machine
You
just
dented
works.
the panel, by the way.
Prove it.
Okay. Anyways, that machine just works.
And their technicians, they don't care.
Oh yeah.
They don't care about Windows or whatever. They just need to get their job done. No, I get it, man. I get it. I mean, I think a lot of the time our crowd, right, forgets that for a lot of people, a computer is not fun. It is not a toy. It is just a tool. It is just like their pair of pliers. It is just like their, work smock. It is nothing but a tool, a means to an end. And for folks like that, yeah, I get it. You don't want to just go upgrading software. And in a lot of cases, one of the reasons that they're locked into that older version of the software is not because a new one doesn't exist or that the new one doesn't have features they'd like to use, but because the new one has switched to a subscription model.
That was the biggest complaint always. I'm not paying for the new version because I own this one.
And this one does everything I need it to do.
Yeah.
So why?
But they get a pop-up every 4 minutes or every time they boot it. Hey, have you considered subscribing to the new one? You'll get all these fancy features.
Yeah, I have considered it.
Yeah.
The answer's no.
But
Where'd that spritzer bottle that you had go?
there's one behind the arc.
Nice.
If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I didn't really want ISO, but this will work.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I want a nice clean side panel. I want her to look her best, you know?
that's fair.
Nice, clean, looking her best side panel.
For $500, eh?
$500, dude. It is so exciting for me to be able to build a $500 computer again.
Yeah.
Like, this used to be my job. Back when I worked at NCIX, I was in charge of like the PC configurations. So I would go and I would try and come up with creative ways to save $1 here and there and like try to build the best thing that I can for the money. Did we lose grommet from the side panel? Maybe when you
It was already gone when I grabbed it from inventory.
Oh, got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not our fault.
We didn't buy this brand new for the stream. We're sorry, guys. But we already had it in inventory, and it happened to be $35, so it matched our criteria.
Got it. Makes sense. All right, let's pop this bad boy on here. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh, she's not symmetrical, which is fine. I can work with this. There we go.
I was going to say, is it because you dropped it? Did it bend?
No. Elijah.
All right.
Dan, want to hit me?
Sure. We've seen quite a few of wacky fan configurations from Alex and the team, but when are you guys going to power a whole PC with backfeeding from spinning PC fans with an air compressor?
Oh. Wow, what would that even look like? So we'd have to get some kind of fixed voltage out of the fans, which means we'd have to spin them all at kind of like the same speed. We'd have to, from an air, oh my God, that would be, I don't know if we're gonna do that. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna do that.
The answer is never.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but I think it's the kind of cool idea that as long as Alex doesn't watch the stream, we're never gonna have to do.
I'll send
right.
him the timestamp.
Dude, $500. Okay, 540. But we could have cheaped out on our motherboard and cheaped out on our power supply. $500 class, because we spent what, $540, right?
Yeah. Yes, it came out to 540 total.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
What card did you use? I just realized I gave my personal card to Vance for.
I grabbed the first one that was in there.
No. Wait, what? This one?
I grabbed the one that looked like a bank card.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yvonne is gonna kill me. That's a USD card. The transaction was in CAD.
I didn't, well, do I spoil it that I didn't actually purchase with the card because we already have the games on our account?
Oh.
I just did that for the fun of it. Because you gave me the card and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to
Oh,
actually
well, I was
type.
gonna buy the cards. I was just gonna put them on my account.
Oh, okay, well, you're good. I
Did
didn't
I say
actually.
buy the cards? I meant buy the games.
Okay, I didn't actually spend any money.
Oh.
I took it off camera because I was like, oh, it's probably just for the bit. I was like, haha, buy the games. And I was like, well, I'm not going to actually dig through his wallet. And
No,
look for-
I don't fake things on camera. I want to play those games.
I'm not
want
saying,
those games.
I'm not saying you don't want the games. I just you gave me your credit card, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable typing this in. Stop staring at me awkwardly. Stop. Just.
You're the one who's awkward.
All right, Bucko.
Bucko. I don't know, man. I don't think it's a big deal. Oh, hey, we don't have a desk pad. Oh, we do have our Modmat though. This is coming. This is going to be available on the store next year, right?
I don't know if signups are ready yet, but this is coming out around mid-January.
Signups are up.
Oh, okay. So then signups for the Modmat are up.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the actual final version, but
It looks pretty close.
it's really close.
Modmat's freaking awesome. I'm extremely proud of the team. It is class leading in every way. Price, quality. I believe the value of the information that's on it for like a typical PC builder. Really, really excited about this thing. We worked with the we worked with the creator of the patented Modmat, Modbright, in order to bring this to market. So everything's kind of buttoned up there. Really, really excited. and like way more affordable than a lot of the other options that are out there right now. Pretty cool.
Alrighty.
I still wouldn't recommend at a $500 PC budget blowing money on a Modmat to build it, but especially as you're getting up into sort of higher prices where that would not be a huge amount of your budget and wouldn't really cost you a significant amount of performance, it's not a bad idea. It comes with an anti-static wrist strap and all that as well, of course. Wow, the stream latency is really low these days. Did they decrease the stream latency on Floatplane?
I have no idea. Probably, maybe.
Like, check this out. That's just like a few seconds. That's really good. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Cool. All right.
Those power bricks.
What do you think, Elijah? Oh no! I whammied it.
Oh, we closed the side panel.
I closed the side panel.
Oh, we're gonna be here for 3 hours.
There's absolutely no shot that this thing powers on the first go.
Wait. If we reopen the side,
No, that doesn't count. He's already ruined it.
It doesn't count. Once you close the side panel, you have jinxed it.
All right.
Officially.
Sorry, James.
Yeah, we really did try to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. That's okay. These guys like hanging out with us anyway.
Why isn't he plugging in?
Dan, hit me with a merch message.
Sure.
What are you doing?
The power cable's not plugging in.
Can I see?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Dan.
Has any discussion happened on bringing back the black shaft for the original gangster screwdriver now that the precision has proven itself? Mine was stolen recently, and I love the black finish compared to silver.
This is not for this monitor.
It was with the monitor. That's why.
I can't. I don't know what to tell you. They don't go together. If we can find a treatment that is black enough and strong enough and durable enough and all the things that we need, we would love to do a black shaft screwdriver, but we haven't yet. And I wouldn't say that the precision is necessarily, just because we've done a black precision driver doesn't mean that we would do a black shafted regular screwdriver. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is that the precision driver is not the kind of thing that we expect people to just huck in their tool bag and get beat up. And we expect it to kind of live in a case, whether it's ours or one from iFixit or someone like that. We expect it to kind of be cared for a bit more and to mostly just hang out in your hands or on your desk on your project mat or whatever. Number two is that the screwdriver is not even made of, this screwdriver is not made of the same material. This is anodized aluminum. So anodizing is an excellent high durability finish. It's still going to chip occasionally if you ding it on something or whatever. You can see I got a little one in mine. But because it actually transforms the top layer of the aluminum, it's really, really, really strong. Our shaft on the screwdriver is stainless steel. It's not anodizable. Can you anodize steel? Either way, it's definitely a different process, and we have not found that it is good enough.
Why don't you just make it out of burzum or something?
We are not exploring exotic materials for screwdriver shafts anytime soon. We've had enough nightmares with bad screwdriver shafts. All right, let's fire this thing up.
Do you get it?
You ready?
Black metal.
Is it gonna work? Here we go.
A fan is spinning.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Got that RGB. Man, AMD and Intel, better together.
You know what's crazy?
Who would've
5 years
thought it?
ago, those would have been swapped.
I know, right? Yeah. Wow, you went really high end on the monitor, Elijah.
The power cable is not on the shelf there, so I just grabbed the next monitor.
Okay, well that's quite the monitor. We've got like a QD OLED, what looks like, I think this is the 14, is this the 4K? What, Elijah, what the heck, dude?
I think it is the
Is this the 4K 240 hertz?
Yeah.
Are you high? Sorry, I don't think I'm allowed to ask you that.
I don't think I can answer that.
Why?
Don't look at my eyes.
All right, Dan, want to hit me with another rich message while we wait?
We lost your mic.
Oh, did I really do that again?
Hey, it booted though.
Okay, hit me. Oh, hey, look. That's good. That's good. That's what we want. Dan, do you want to hit me with another merch message while I reboot this thing so that I can actually dial in the RAM timings?
Sure. Sorry, no, we already did that one. Greetings from Colorado. Linus, what do you think about 3D movies watched through a VR headset? and the complete lack of services to watch 3D movies nowadays. Any thoughts on completely VR movies?
Ooh, okay. I haven't tried Apple's VR movie experience thing, whatever it's called, where you're on the submarine. I really want to, but after the review of the Apple Vision Pro, I brought it back to work and then I've never touched it again. I've been meaning to grab it, bring it home and try that just because what's it called? Submerged or something like that, I think. Anyway, I want to try it. It sounds super cool. I don't have an opinion until I actually try it, but from what I've heard, it is super cool. As for watching 3D movies in VR, awesome. I mean, that is where you're going to get the best possible display. But for me, it's the same thing, again, that I brought up in my review of the Apple Vision Pro.
Here.
Hello? Yeah, I'll do the Windows thing.
Okay, I guess, sir.
Or not.
I was going to help you. Like, yeah, just hold shift when restarting.
Yeah. What was I saying?
3D movies.
Yeah, 3D movies. So it's the same thing that I brought up in the review of the Apple Vision Pro, right? Where it's the best way to watch big screen content, as long as you're watching it by yourself. And for a lot of people, that's appealing. For me, it's not. I almost never, damn it, I missed it. One more time. I almost never watch a movie by myself. Especially not, I'm trying to remember.
Advanced
Advanced options.
UEFI.
UEFI, there we go. Okay. Trying to remember, like, if I'm just like watching something on my phone, I will. Or if like I'm watching something at the gym, I will. But those are not things that I have a VR headset on for. Like if I'm at the gym, I am at the gym. I'm not wearing a VR headset. And if I'm watching something on my phone, it's because I'm in the bath or I'm like otherwise not able to be like bolted into something. So VR headsets, they don't really have a place in my daily life other than Beat Saber, just exercise, unfortunately. I love VR. I love immersive experiences. I think it's super cool. I'm so ready for a replacement to the Index. Actually, I gotta try the Big Screen Beyond with their audio strap. I still haven't done that.
Let me know how it is.
I've been meaning to. Also, we have one of those Vario or whatever. We have one of those Vario headsets that I really want to try too. All right, what do you think are we gonna get DOCP or XMP or whatever? Where the heck do you even control that stuff here? Overclock mode, bus speed, auto, manual. Oh, here we go, XMP settings. Boom, 3200. Think it's gonna work? I think it's gonna work.
Okay.
I believe. We're going straight to 3200. No problems. I mean, realistically, it does come down to board layout and trace design to an extent, but it also comes down in a big way to the integrated memory controller on your CPU. And as far as I can tell, AMD doesn't just put the crappiest possible memory controllers on their entry-level chips. All right.
Do we have Steam on it?
Steam should be installed.
Okay, here we go. Do we have a mouse pad by any chance? Because as much as I love the Modmat, it is not a mouse pad.
I mean, I have a big one. I don't have...
Although this is convenient. If we'd used a Modmat as our mouse pad back in the day when we forgot to remove those feet off of that mouse in a short circuit, then we would have found them, because I just moved it once and it removed the feet covers from this MSI mouse. That's a feature. All right, well, I do not have an internet connection, so we're going to have to sort that out.
We're going to need Ethernet.
Oh, are there not? What happened to the cable? Oh, no, I got it. It was so managed by our magnetic cable management that I couldn't see it. Let's go. I can't believe that this computer booted up. I expected it to be whammied.
We downloaded those 2 games on the Z drive.
Can I help you guys?
Yeah, do you have the thing managed?
Memorized? I'll let you do it. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to be Dan. I'm going to be producer Dan and do a merge message. Hey, Lexus. I'm starting a new... Oh, wait, is his mic on? Dan, is your mic on? Am I in 2 mics?
Yep.
Oh. And he's not going to fix it for me. Wow, what a guy.
Realized what the problem is.
Yeah, maybe the other way around. Nice. Hi, Lexus. I'm starting a new water-cooled build. Do you think it's possible to flood the loop with an inert gas that is denser than air before I fill the loop so that I can avoid bacterial buildup? Hi, Mason B. You are overthinking it. You just need to put a little bit of biocide in your loop once you fill it, and that is going to get you right sorted out. It's not going to affect performance. And as cool as it is to like put inert gas in your loop or whatever, yeah, you really, 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 really don't need to do that. I mean, if you do, make a video about it. Like, that sounds fire, but yeah, you don't have to. Matthew M says, I was considering using magnetic cable management power brick holders to mount some external hard drives under my desk. But given the powerful magnets, I was kind of curious. Good idea or bad idea? You would actually be very surprised. Oh, Metal Maxine in Floatplane chat says argon cooled PC. Okay, I have actually wanted for quite some time to see what happens if you cool a PC with some other gas, like a denser gas. Can you like carry the heat away from a heatsink faster? I don't know. It's something I've wanted to experiment with for a long time. Someday we'll do it, but not yet. Well, what was I talking about again? Uh-oh, I think I lost it. Right, you would be very surprised how powerful of a magnet you need to have any kind of impact on a hard drive. Like, I mean, even hard drive manufacturers are having a hard time controlling flipping the bits, and they have to use like heat-assisted recording in some of the highest-end drives now, and some of their most dense drives. Tynan actually did a really good short on the LTT channel where he showed that unless you get into absolutely ridiculous territory, a magnet is not going to do anything to your hard drive. So I would say you definitely can. But I would question the need to do that, because if your drive is sort of permanently enough there that you need to like cable manage it into your setup, maybe it would be better to just install it as an internal drive. There is a performance advantage to doing that over USB. Look at, Tynan says it'll stop the motor if it's too close. Yes, but if it's in an external hard drive enclosure, it shouldn't. He doesn't recommend mounting hard drives with MCM. Okay, there you go. Tynan has spoken in chat, but I sincerely doubt that in an external enclosure, you would manage to get it close enough to cause a problem. But take that for what it is. He says don't do it, so we don't recommend it officially. There you go. What else we got? Archive. Wait, no way. Timothy M says, do you ever miss the old days in the garage and staying in my basement? Timmy. Okay, that's less weird than it sounds if you have the full context, because there was a year that we went down to, I think it was PAX, and we did stay in Timmy's basement. It was voluntary, like we were not held there against our will, but we did in fact stay in Timmy's basement. It saved us a hotel cost, which was good, and we got to hang out with Timmy Tech TV, which was also good. And yeah, I actually had our Christmas dinner, our first ever annual Christmas dinner for Smash Champs last night, and between the full-timers and part-timers, I think we're up to about 17 people, 15 of which attended the Christmas dinner. And it was pretty fun. It was different. LMG has gotten bigger in all the ways that are good, and in all the ways that are not as good. We have to be. It's a more corporate vibe. Things are a little more controlled. They're a little more structured. They're not really off the cuff anymore. And there's definitely really good things about that, from like liability and insurance and HR streamlining and all these things perspective. But there are things that are more fun about working with a really small team, and it was fun. It was fun kind of hanging out with the Smash Champs team, even though I only really know a handful of them. Like some of them are really new. Like everyone's pretty new. I mean, it only soft opened a few months ago, but some of them are especially new. Like some have been kind of working behind the scenes in the lead up to the launch. So and I knew them before hiring them. So those folks, it's a little more natural, just like hanging out with. But yeah, everyone else was pretty cool too. Archive, man, these are coming in pretty fast here. Getting the merch message. Are you guys doing okay over there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Ragnarok's just having a little bit of an issue booting. We're getting an error code that we're just trying to resolve right now.
Okay, but
Ragnarok won't start from the NAS, so it might have to install it locally, but
Oh.
it's 175 gigs.
ooh, wow. Oh man, at that point, would it be faster to go get a higher speed NIC and install it and then copy it? I think it might.
Just get the Steam drive.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Steam drive and
Where it is, Elijah?
I don't know
would be
where it
good.
is.
No one knows where the Steam drive is. Oh, good. Hey, professional tech media company, don't worry, we got this. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, do we have resizable bar installed? While he's going and doing that, do you want to make sure rebar is enabled in the BIOS? It should be by default on a modern board like that, but we should double check because
will
ARC
double-
will not perform its best without resizable bar. All right, what else we got here? Brandon S. says, I'm sure you couldn't make a whole episode about it, but if you could take an excuse to look at wheelchairs and hearing aid tech someday, it'd be validating to see someone talk about how old the tech is. Yeah, the fact that it's been so obvious for so long that Apple was gunning for the hearing aid market, the accessibility market, and the incumbents have, as far as I can tell, effectively done nothing to prevent them from coming in and completely disrupting their industry is flipping wild to me. It shows how something can be as mainstream as Apple,
BIOS. I want to make sure it's enabled.
and you can still have an entire industry being like, dum-da-dum-da-dum, nothing is going to happen. We can just keep charging insane amounts of money for ancient technology. Everything should be fine. Like, absolutely wild to me. As for wheelchairs, I got to be honest with you, I don't know enough about it, but I do know that that's something that Jerry Rig Everything talks about a fair bit and has done some really cool stuff in the space. That's realistically the most that I know about it. The only reason I know anything about hearing aids is just because I have a family member who is who's hard of hearing and who worked in a school for the deaf. So I know a little bit of sign language. I know a little bit about I know a little bit about the culture, but I'm always hesitant to, I know enough about these communities to know that coming in as an outsider and talking about it is not necessarily something that I should be doing. And while some people might be chill with it and appreciate the spotlight, others would really prefer that I yield that spotlight to, members of that community. So it's a tricky thing, and we have looked at some, for example, accessible controllers and stuff in the past, but it's not something that I like to dive into too much. Pugboy says AirPods don't compete with the concealed style of modern hearing aids, though, and that's fair enough. But with the number of people that I see just walking around wearing AirPods, I'd say having AirPods in your ears is as stealthy as just about anything. Like, I don't know, just saying. But I can totally understand that everyone has very different feelings, and what works for them, and my perspective on this is obviously limited at best.
Thank you.
All right, archive that. Anonymous asks, I was looking at those little 3D printed CPU clamshells that you guys use. Where do you get them? I thought they looked 3D printed. If so, have you released the STL file, or do you plan on releasing the STL file? We absolutely plan to release the STL files for all the cool little things that we have created internally to make our lives a little bit easier. It has taken some time for us to get that off the ground for reasons that I'm sure make sense to the people who are working on it, but I do not fully understand. It's been a little frustrating to me that it has taken so long for us to release this stuff, but I have been assured that in the next weeks, not months, we're going to have our repository up with some of the cool little stuff that we have. Like we have, for example, for our magnetic cable management, power bar key holder one. We have one that takes one of those on one side and then holds a screwdriver on the other side. We've got, man, I don't know. We have so much stuff. We have like little stacking things that hold screwdrivers, I think. We've got a ton of stuff, including those little CPU holders, and we want to put it all in a repository for people to use. Hi there, says Yichuan. I just found out my Black Friday package got processed in Germany yesterday, but I'm in China. How much chance I will have it before Chinese New Year? I'm going to be honest with you, Yichuan. I have no idea. I cannot imagine why it would have been more practical for them to go all the way across North America, all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, and then well into Europe to route to China. Anyone in chat, like, is that a thing versus just going over the Pacific? Like, my best guess is that it just has to do with like capacity, and how much capacity there is on the cargo planes, and that's how they're picking. That's how they're picking the route versus the shortest possible distance. Drakis says that Germany is the major shipping hub, and I'm like, okay, like that's cool. But yeah, Anna Max Store says my package is headed to Peru and is also in Germany. Okay, sure. I have never been in China and ordered something from North America before, so shut up. DigTF says, I've ordered on LTT Store before. I live in New Zealand, and that goes through Germany as well. And that's just what, because DHL is German? Too Far Gone says they live in New Zealand, theirs didn't. So it seems to just come down to whatever makes the most sense to them with their logic. Good job, everybody. Cool. Same for India, apparently, says Joshua. All right, cool. Wolf West says, I think it's due to DHL doing that to save money. Someday, I will work in the shipping and logistics industry, and I will learn how that helps save money, shipping things halfway around the world before sending them back the other halfway around the world in the other direction. But now I have not done that, and I do not know. So I have no insight to share with you. How's that going over there?
Good. We're lumping in Ragnarok. Somebody's bringing a game drive over.
But we could play the other games if you want.
Let's do that.
We can do parking.
Let's do it.
Let's play You Suck at Parking, Linus.
All right. I assume this is a controller game. Do we have any controllers handy? Trick question. David has a whole wall of controllers over there. So why don't we,
Yes,
do you
sir.
mind grabbing one really quick? Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Did I just hit the mute button again? I didn't. Oh, good. Metal Maxine says Dan has an international logistics degree, I think. Is that true, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain why everything routes through Germany instead of going, like, maybe on a direct path?
Let me just mute this mic. Probably because of like the standard distribution hubs, right? If I am always sending planes to one place, just go to that one place instead of going somewhere else, right? If there's no direct connection.
Yeah,
It's kind of frustrating. But
you'd think from, like, West Coast North America to China, like it's China. You'd
Yeah.
think that you'd have the hub there.
why wouldn't
probably.
you? I mean, like most FedEx, I believe goes through, is it Memphis? Like every single FedEx plane goes to their hub. They do all their maintenance, everything like that.
Okay, plane maintenance, sure.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't remember where UPS is. Is that Detroit?
I feel like this is the kind of thing that, like, AI would actually be perfect for helping with.
I mean, they're probably using it already.
I just mean if you were to have, more hubs,
Yeah.
then you could kind of help to solve for, what's the most efficient way to have it go do some stuff and then end up back at the main depot for maintenance or whatever. I don't know, but
Yeah.
sure, there you have it. It's more cost effective apparently to just have your main hubs and then have everybody, who is an expert at doing whatever the crap it is that they're doing there. And sure, okay. Oh, cool. Hey, we've got the Nixie NPO1. Let's go. Press right trigger to accelerate. Let's play some You Suck at Parking. I am stoked. Stoked to try this. I'm also stoked on the fact that I'm getting a casual 380 frames per second on my $500 gaming PC. Now, obviously, this is not the world's heaviest game by any stretch of the imagination,
I've also set the monitor to 240, and I think is it 4K?
but we're running at 4K. Let's go.
It might be worth getting the verification for Ragnarok going while you.
I've already started installing it.
Oh, okay.
All right, grass and snow are on.
Wait.
Let's go. Do you want to get a close-up of my 370 FPS?
I did that.
People don't believe me.
Oops.
Let's go.
Let's get a closer close-up.
Close-up.
380.
$500 gaming PC. Sick. All right. Right trigger to accelerate. Okay. Oh, okay. Left trigger to brake. Stopping is parking. There is no reverse. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I just need to like nail this. Boom. Now park on all spots.
I mean, you can steer.
Oh, you already parked here. Find a different way. I know I can steer. Whoa, let's go! Woohoo! Okay, did that count? I think that counted. Oh, this is fun. Dude, the driving physics in this game are so fun. Oh, you can't reverse. Right, that makes sense. Dude, it's just drift central. I love it. How have I never heard of this?
Probably because you only play CS.
I don't play CS. Oh no. Oh, keep practice. Oh yeah, okay, skip tutorial. Let's go. Welcome to You Suck at Parking. Have fun, Parkster. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be playing online. What's Campaign Inferno? Drive around, find landmarks to play levels, or in parking spots to unlock new islands. Okay. Oh my God, you can go off the edge. That makes sense. That seems like the kind of thing. Elder Hut. Okay. Let it sizzle. Carbecue. Well, this is fun. Juani says, this game looks so fun. Hey, did I mention that we got it from our sponsor for today's video, Greenman Gaming? Do I have any more talking points for them or anything, Elijah? Or
Not really, man. They just have a sick sale, you know?
they've got a sale? Oh no, oh my God, I'm on fire. My car is on fire. What happens? I die. I mean, yeah, it kind of checks out, logically speaking. Woo! Oh, okay. I think I follow. Okay, that counted apparently. Okay, boom. Dude, this is so fun. I kind of love it. Okay, so this time I do not take the first. Oh no! Oh, jeez. Okay. Dude, please tell me they have like competitive modes and stuff. Oh my God. No, not that I should be competing in them.
Oh, what do you mean? This is just like you driving IRL, right?
I think I am better at parking than this in real life. Okay, I just need to take this wide. Yeah, there we go. Oh, let's go. Oh my God, this jump. Okay, sure. Oh, it's got the, oh, shoot. And a casual 390 frames per second right now. Oh, well that doesn't work very well. And we're in motion.
540.
Oh yeah, that was not a fair comparison though.
He was in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, this is fun. Oh, come on! Okay, it's sort of fun. It's the kind of like frustrating fun that, you know, some people are into. Masochists. Dan probably. Okay, we're just gonna take it a little slower here. We're gonna take it a little slower. What? No. Yes! Okay, I got the second one, and then, yeah, there's a third one still. Okay, I can do this. Boom. Wait, I only have 15 seconds? I didn't even realize that each attempt was timed. Wait, I'm down to, oh no, you have a fixed amount of time total to do all of them. I only have 6 seconds left. I can't make it. Dan. No! Last car. Oh my God, I can still make it. I just have to be perfect in every, oh my God. What, out of fuel? What do you mean out of fuel?
Womp womp.
Either way, hold on, how quiet is this machine? AMD stock cooler, pretty quiet. Oh, good timing for a
Train pretty loud.
Yeah. Dude, this thing's quiet. I love this computer. Do we have hardware info on here?
Maybe.
Okay, if we don't, I'm gonna get it real quick.
We
so
definitely
then
don't.
when we play our next game,
Yeah, see how Ragnarok's doing as well.
hardware
Hopefully,
can go. Okay, yeah.
should be about 10 minutes or something.
It's at 3%. Did you guys configure it to allow transfers to continue while gaming?
Probably not.
I think
Wait,
it comes
have
like
on-
that by default.
Okay.
Maybe.
It might be on this drive as well.
Oh, okay.
So you can just add this drive as a game drive really quick.
Okay, well, I'm allowing... Okay, let's have a look. Common. God of War Ragnarok. Let's go. Storage, add drive, boom. Here we go. This is gonna be great. Now we're gaming, boys. Oh, we might have bunged it. We might have bunged it.
No, you're good. Did you add it as a destination?
Hold on. I'm going to unbind that one. Game drive D, remove library, yes. Okay, then I'm going to manage and uninstall God of War Ragnarok. I've run into this before, where you're like downloading it to one of your game libraries, and then you like plug in one that has it, and then you go to launch it, and it's like it has no idea what to do. You don't want it. It's a bad time. All right, let's throw the other game drive back on there. Boom. And God of War Ragnarok is ready to go. Okay, before we do that though, let's go ahead and grab our portable copy of Hardware Info, which is a super, super awesome hardware monitoring program. And I want to see what kind of temps we're getting on our CPU and GPU, in spite of the fact that we have functionally no case airflow. We just have the one rear fan, which in fairness is all we can really expect for a $35 case, but it's not necessarily ideal for having your hardware running as nicely as possible. All right, CPU, which one do we want? Sure, we'll take T-die. Okay, so we've got a little graph for our CPU. Now let's go grab a little graph for our GPU. GPU core temperature. GPU global. Oh, the current maximum temperature. Okay, so that'll be our hotspot probably. Okay, let's grab our hotspot and our core temp for the GPU. Oh shoot, I always do that. Oh, and of course it's a web search, because why wouldn't it be a web search? Thanks, Microsoft. I always do that.
I specifically removed the ability to do that on your WAN laptops.
Oh, fudge. Sorry, what ability did you remove from my WAN laptop?
The ability to web search from the start menu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this computer and the other one too.
Yeah,
I hate it.
We should do just like a Windows modding guide.
Just like
yeah,
a D
just
Windows.
Yeah, like
It'd be probably a great little Flowplane exclusive.
no, I think that could be a mainline video. Elijah,
Yeah.
do you mind adding that to the next writers meeting? We'll do just like little tweaks like that.
We could do like 10 Windows tips to make Windows better.
There's some really good stuff, like better indexing for network folder shares and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so you don't have to wait around for it forever.
I will
like
add it to the writers meeting.
Yeah, handful of stuff like that would be really cool.
Okay.
Okay, God of War Ragnarok. Let's go. Oh, I guess I'll be using my controller again, probably.
Casual.
Yeah, you're not gonna play God of War with mouse and
I
keyboard.
know.
Jeez. Casual, this guy. Oh, what's updating? Oh, okay, common redistributors. Okay, do you want to hit me with a merch message in the meantime then?
Yeah, sure. I think I've got one left here.
Sure.
Linus, could you showcase the commuter backpack, and would it come with the big locking carabiner like the LTT backpack? Loved it, but sadly lost it.
You lost your original? Oh, dude. It's so big. How'd you lose it? No, just kidding. I'm just making fun of our gigantic backpack. Yeah, sure. I can show you guys the commuter bag if you really want. We do have a commercial we just did, and I believe, oh no, I think they just did the photography, the product photography for the product page. So I guess that, yeah, it's probably not up there yet. Whoa, seriously? Wow, thanks so much. Wow, there's so many people watching the stream today. How you guys doing, YouTube chat? I never talk to you guys. Katosim says, I play God of War Ragnarok using mouse and keyboard, ha ha ha. See, this is why I don't talk to you guys, because you're psychos. God of War with a keyboard and mouse. I mean, I've never played God of War, so for all I know, it's a perfectly valid option. I'm just bugging you. Connor suggests if you do a D-Windows Windows, you should do it in sections. This is safe, beginner friendly, and then like increasing levels of kind of dangerous, like before you get into kind of any sort of
Like registry
editing. Yeah, exactly.
I think removing the web search is registry.
It's registry.
Is it registry?
Yeah.
Man, but the thing is, like, if you,
I think there's scripts for it, though.
yeah, oh, scripts are scarier. I think running a script that edits your registry is way less safe than changing a couple of values, especially because the values often have names that somewhat seem kind of intuitive to what they do. Like if you're running a script that changes your registry, I'd be pretty skeezed out by that.
Do you want to continue through the setup of God of War or the
Oh.
backpack? You were on the backpack for the commuter. I can get through the setup if you want.
Right. Yeah, sure. Do you want to do
Yeah,
the setup?
just to
I
save
can
some
I can
time.
kind of run you guys through it. It's obviously not as big. Oh, look, Elijah's backpack is here. That's convenient. Elijah, I'm going to borrow your backpack just for size reference. I'm not going to dig through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the size comparison. But what's really cool about the commuter bag is that it's not as smaller as it seems in terms of carrying capacity, because the original bag has an internal water bottle holder and the commuter bag has an external water bottle holder. So you do definitely have less carrying capacity, and one of the biggest differences is here. And the device carrying, oh, okay, well I can't open it. But the point is that the original backpack has enough room to stuff a Steam Deck at the bottom on top of your laptop and your tablet, and then another screen safe pocket there. This is really designed for laptop, tablet, and that's about it. If you want, oh, hey, look, Dan's got his. There you go. So there's the original, which you could put truly ridiculous class of hardware in and still have room for your chargers and whatever else you need. And then, yeah, like I said, it's got the 2 screen safe pockets instead of just the 1 in the commuter, and then this thick boy pocket that has screen safe material at the bottom for an Ally or Steam Deck or a Claw or something like that. So a little bit less device capacity, but the pouch of holding does make a triumphant return. So you can just stash your tech sack down in the bottom here. You've got a bunch of organizing pockets, including some that are magnetic, let's go, or have zippers or other means of kind of holding stuff in place. Little kind of pocket down here. Our AirTag pocket makes a return. It doesn't have the front organizing pouch either though, which I really like for quick access, but it's a smaller bag. What do you want? I think it's 25 rather than 35 liters or something like that. Does anyone know? Does anyone remember off the top of their head? It'll be on the product page. Don't quote me on that. But all of that is while still being very tech forward, while still having extremely robust build quality. So we've got our dual grommets on the carrying strap, so that's not going to come off. It's not going to wear out. We've got a reinforced stitch as well as a grommet on the bottom here, because I hate it when stuff like that wears out, especially because it costs so little to reinforce it. We've got the same style of straps that have been extremely popular on the original bag with sort of the bridge here, but we have the new contoured shoulder straps that help make it a little bit more friendly to people with different widths of frames. That's a piece of feedback that we've gotten a lot on the original backpack, is for more petite people. It can be quite big and quite wide, and it doesn't really come in and sit properly on their body. So these new contoured ones seem to be very widely compatible with humans. I think that's about all I have to say about that, since this game is apparently ready for us to play.
We are currently on 4K medium, but
Okay.
you could adjust if you would like.
Yeah, I think we're not going to go 4K.
Okay.
Let's go. Wait, seriously? Is this not going to let me? Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry, Andy.
Watch your cable.
Is it? How do I? Seriously, I don't want to.
You're good.
Why is modern gaming like this? Do I just have to set the render scale?
You might have to change the full screen. So.
No, that doesn't work.
Oh, I missed. Okay.
So if I go windowed, then I'm just stuck with windowed. There's no full screen windowed. Let's see if chat has the solution here. Is it just a scaling thing, like render scale? No, this is just TAA.
Windows setting resolution.
Yeah, you might have to adjust it in Windows.
Seriously?
Because it might be going based off your Windows settings
Oh,
for full
that
screen.
is so stupid. Ridiculous. People are like, change desktop resolution. That is ridiculous. Okay, well, give me a minute. There's a couple other things that I want to have a look at. Okay, we're on XeSS.
TAA.
Quality, let's go quality. Oh, well that changes our resolution. Sure, okay. Our render resolution is a little, balls. Our render resolution is a little above 1080p, and then we're gonna be using XeSS to upscale it. That's about what I had wanted to do anyway. So there we go. Cool. Okay, anything with dead zones? Can I get rid of dead zones? Oh, that wouldn't be in here anyway. Okay. Controller, view controls, can I? No, that's it. Maybe it's in gameplay. I hate dead zones. And I can't adjust them. Okay, great. Oh, fine, whatever. I'm over it. Oh my God, we're compiling shaders. What do you guys have running on here for FPS monitoring? Is that FrameView or is that just the built-in Steam one? That's
That's
the
just the Steam one.
Did we not get FrameView?
No, because we had the built-in Steam one.
Okay, the built-in Steam one sucks. We should use FrameView.
Okay.
Isn't
Man.
Dead Zone the new like MOBA shooter?
No, Deadlock, but very close.
Yeah.
Mr. David, can I help you? Are you?
I'm just hanging out. I'm vibing.
Oh, okay.
We're 7 minutes over.
Oh, okay.
I'm not pressuring you.
Just hurry it up, okay?
David's just standing here waiting to shoot his
Menacingly.
video.
Hi, Lucky.
Oh yeah, Lucky's over there.
I actually am curious how this thing can do God of War.
Dude, this thing is killer.
To be fair, a PS4 can run God of War right now.
Well, yeah, but can it? Whatever.
It can't run it as well as this.
Yeah, whatever. Got him. Okay, there we go.
But
Frame
can I play
view.
Halo Infinite on
And
it as
then,
well?
guys, I never used the Steam one. How do you turn it off? Because I don't care about it and I don't want it.
And Elijah enabled resizable bar.
Okay, good. Got it.
There you
I
go.
found it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, now we have a proper FPS counter. Whoa, that's new. Oh, did it stop? Cool. So our average FPS is sitting somewhere in the neighborhood of around 70, with our 1% lows hovering between high 40s and low 50s, occasionally dipping way down to about 30. Looks really good.
We're above 1080p, right? We're
But
like,
I want to skip this. Can I skip this?
No.
It's very short.
Okay. I love modern gaming and insert modern year. Dan, do you have any merch messages?
I've got one more.
All right, hit me.
Will it be better to wait for the 50 series NVIDIA graphics cards, or should I go for a 4080 Super currently? Just curious, given the tariff situation.
That is a very good question, and the answer is that I cannot answer that for you. It seems like a lot of the tariff conversations could be just saber rattling, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen when a new administration takes over in the US, and they are going to be dictating a lot of the terms for, you know, what the trading situation is going to look like into 2025 and beyond. So good luck, everybody. We kind of laid out everything that we had to say about it in that Should You Buy a PC Now video that we did a little while ago. So if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it. If you have watched it and you're looking for more information, unfortunately, I don't have any. I don't have a functioning crystal ball. Sorry, guys. All right, how are we doing here?
It's almost over.
All right, David assured me it's short, so if it's not short, then you know who to blame. You blame David.
And if Linus is short, you know to blame.
Thankfully, he's not mic'd. It was a short joke. I am seeing a little bit of stutter here and there, but I don't know how much of that is because we're compiling shaders in the background. So unfortunately, we're probably going to have to stall for time while this finishes compiling shaders, and then we can get a fair impression of how the game is running. So in the meantime, Dan, if you have any more merch messages coming in, let me know. Otherwise, hey, maybe I'll do something really weird and I'll hang out with YouTube chat for a change.
Scary.
I know, right? They are, dude, they are like unhinged. Every time I dive into YouTube chat, I'm like, why did I do this again?
What about Twitch chat? Maybe they have something to say.
Absolutely not.
No, Twitch chat's the worst.
What do you mean?
Twitch chat's the worst. They know they're the worst.
Rob Cater says Linus actually has no functioning balls.
I don't know. That's functional. That's a.
No, they don't function.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an accurate Twitch comment.
No, the balls function. It's the tube that connects them that doesn't function. Yeah. So no. If anything, the balls function too good. That's why I had to nerf them.
That's a crazy statement.
Otherwise, I would get too many more kids. So.
What did you call your wife on Ludwig's podcast?
I called her excellent breeding stock.
That's to this day a crazy sentence.
What? I mean it as a compliment. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. Look, it was on a different podcast, okay? It was on a different podcast where
What happens at WAN show stays at WAN show.
Yeah, that wasn't WAN show. That
was the Yard.
on the Yard.
Oh, that's totally fine then.
Yeah.
No, that's a different place.
Shout out the Yard.
Look, she was there. I wouldn't say anything about my wife that I wouldn't say in front of her. I'm just saying that, like, for us to not have more kids, steps needed to be taken. We needed to take steps.
Let's just go back to YouTube chat.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, how's YouTube chat doing? We've left Twitch chat now, which is good.
Aw.
Extra Cheese says, hey, I just picked up a 7600X 3D bundle at Micro Center for my first build. What GPU should I grab? I mean, that's a tough one. See, like, the best value gaming GPU on the market right now is the Arc B580, the one that we're featuring in our $500 build. But you bought a 7600X 3D. You aren't building a $500 computer. So I would say at the price that you're looking at, I would probably start to look more into some of AMD's more value options. And I'm trying to remember what are the currently available ones. I find AMD's lineup to be really confusing, like what they have available at any given time. Like something like 6700 class. Yeah, it looks like those are still readily available. It's like over $500. It's a good GPU though, 12 gigs VRAM. I'd say that's probably a good place to start. I see some people recommending 7900 GRE, but they gotta, it's balance, right? Like they bought a 7600 X3D. Right? They don't. Oh, the GRE is cheaper than. Oh, it's out of stock though. Yeah. Okay. So, if you could get one, the GRE sure is a great deal, but I don't see a single unit in stock. Does Micro Center have them? Man, when did 7900 GRE get so cheap?
Poor Kratos.
Sometimes AMD does this though, where they like have a card or they have a variant of something that theoretically exists, but in practice they just like bring it out, they make a few of them, kind of disrupt the market, kind of like trash the value perception of the rest of their cards, and then it functionally doesn't exist. And you're just like, okay, good job AMD, because now nobody knows what to recommend to anybody. Yeah, on Micro Center, there's one from XFX, and it says X available in-store only, and is out of stock in literally every location. And that's the only 7900 GRE they have. So it's like, yeah, it's a good recommendation, but functionally doesn't exist. So, okay. Like that's, I remember having a conversation about this on WAN Show a while back. Someone was like, why do you never recommend AMD something? Was it like the Fury cards or Vega or something? And I was like, because they're not real. Because AMD announced these cards, made like 25 of them, and then was like, derp-de-der. And then they'll like do a price drop or whatever, like promo them away, and then effectively nobody's actually making anymore. And I even brought it up on stream. I was like, here, look, here's all of the like this card available on Newegg. You've got like this one brand, and you go to like add them to cart, and if you add any more than 2, it's like, no, sorry, you can't buy any more than that. It's out of stock. And it's like, yeah, this is not even a real product. So AMD's GPU division has done that like a number of times over the last 5-6 years, where they have these products that nobody's actually building boards for. AMD doesn't seem to be actually shipping any GPUs. They just exist as sort of like price disruptors for what? AMD's own lineup? Like, I'm not saying price disruptors are bad. They're good, but they have to actually be available. So that's one of the things that I've talked to Intel about with Arc B580 is like, hey, you need to talk to the partners. You need to be like, look, guys, okay, $259.99, $269.99 for like, you know, if you've got a nice big cooler, a really nice design or something like that, okay, but don't let this get out of control. Don't let them be like, oh, well, finally an opportunity to make money on Arc. Let's make another $20. That's short-term thinking. You got to buy some market share right now. Work with the partners. Make sure you guys are getting these cards in the hands of gamers, building up the brand, building up the install base, giving the driver team something to actually, a reason to work on improving their drivers, so you have more than, you know, dozens of people out there enjoying Arc graphics. Like, get the team motivated. You guys all got to be pulling together. There'll be time to make money. Make money later. Now is not the time. So I'm hoping that makes its way to the top, that makes its way to the add-in board partners. I can't guarantee it, but I can hope. Shoot, did I just do it again? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to put this on the other side because No. I'm going to put it on the other side so that I don't do that anymore. Okay, there we go. Now I can lean against my table. I can get comfortable here. All right, shaders are almost compiled. We're at 89%. And this boy is still running pretty good. Definitely a little bit of pop in there. Definitely some dips and 1% lows. Definitely a wolf.
But at
It's a very demanding game, though.
I was gonna say, at this price, it's actually cheaper than like a PS5 and a PS5 Pro, right? So like
No.
$500?
Well, no.
Sorry, the discless version, I guess.
No, the PS5 was on promo this Black Friday for like pretty good prices.
Oh, I missed that then. Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that was it at like $350 or something like that. There were some 380.
Oh, okay.
PS5 Slims were going for as low as 380 for Black Friday.
Okay.
So a PlayStation is still an outstanding value from a hardware standpoint, but the difference is that you're locked into their game store. So you're not going to be able to use our sponsor, Greenman Gaming, to get tons of great deals on games. You're going to be stuck paying, with a console, you're going to be stuck paying subscription fees potentially. You're going to be stuck with a higher potential cost to repair it if anything happens down the line, whereas with a PC that's modular like this, if something goes wrong, you just fart a new one into it and you're good to go. So there are, like anything, there are pros and cons both ways. People who game on PlayStation are not idiots. They just take that set of trade-offs that they prefer. And people who game on PC are not big dumb idiots. They're just people who prefer that set of trade-offs. So no, a PlayStation 5 is absolutely still a very compelling value from a hardware standpoint. It's just that what we are now is very comfortably within the price bracket. We're within the price range. Instead of having awkward conversations that go, hey Linus, I bought a 7600 X3D at Micro Center. What GPU would you recommend? And literally the only like step up class of GPU that I can find is going to cost you $600 freaking dollars just for the GPU before you've even got a case, CPU, RAM, power supply, cooler, anything else, right? And that's what I am super excited about. That's why we did the stream. We only planned this stream when I sat down and did script review. No, I think it was even after script review. I think it was when we uploaded the video, I watched it back, I started reading some of the comments from people, and I was like, holy crap, we can, oh no, must have been script review, because it was in script review that I was like, hey, we should talk about how you can kind of build a $500 gaming PC again. Okay, it must have been then. But we only planned this like last minute to do a stream building a $500 gaming PC because I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is the key. This is what unlocks it. So this was just because I was excited to finally be able to show you guys with a straight face a great value gaming machine with all new parts for around 500 bucks. It's 540. For those of you tuning in now, $540. We did cheat a little bit, but there are areas where you could save yourself 40 bucks. Instead of buying a brand new case, you could just go find one at a local recycler. ATX standard hasn't changed in years, decades, actually, literally decades. So you could throw this hardware in some random case, pull the side panel off, get out a pair of pliers, just bend things out of the way if you got to stick your GPU in there. You could save some money there. You could probably save some money on the motherboard if you're willing to go for like a weird, Taobao brand or something like that. I think you could probably save $1 on the power supply if you're willing to go with like a Thermaltake Smart. You could even get this under 500 bucks, but 540 was what we were comfortable with all brand new parts from brands that we know are going to actually back you up in the event of a warranty claim or something like that. Freaking incredible. Our shaders are 99% compiled, and let's have a look at God of War Ragnarok on a $500 gaming PC. We're running at 4K, but not native. We're using XeSS upscaling, and so the native rendering is at about 1080p. So this is about what you'd get at 1080p in terms of frame rates. About. It's actually a little higher. All right. Come on, shaders. Man, don't you love that? Don't you love that? Computer developers, they have the world's most warped definition of the last 1% of things that I think is possible. And I understand it's not the developer's fault. There can be unexpected challenges, and I get it. I'm not ragging on you. You do great work, thank you. There we go. We are finally done compiling shaders. All right, am I allowed to skip this?
No, it's a cinematic experience, Linus.
All right, it's a cinematic experience. Well, what we can do is we can... Nope, because there's depth of field, so we can't even evaluate how sharp it looks. Now we can. Actually, not bad. There's some messiness in the beard when it's moving. So you're definitely, as his face swings back and forth, if you know what you're looking for, you're going to see a little bit of upscaling artifacting. I'm also seeing the odd dropped frame. But we've also talked a fair bit about how this is not a 4K card. This is it well outside of its comfort zone. Turkey Submarine says, I wish I knew the specs of the PC. Yeah, we can run through that. So we've got a Ryzen 5 5600, right? Or was it 5500?
Sorry, it was a 5500.
5500, Ryzen 5 5500, 6-core processor, 16 gigs of DDR4, 3200 megatransfer per second memory. We went with an ASRock Micro ATX motherboard, just the cheapest we could find from a trusted brand. We've got a Corsair CX550, 550 watt power supply. That was the minimum that Lucas from the lab would allow us to use, even though we could probably save some money with, it's not there anymore, but whatever, with a cheaper power supply. It's a DIY PC, some cheap case, just the cheapest thing we could find. And then an Intel Arc B580.
And a Patriot P300 SSD.
Oh yeah, that's right. Patriot P300 SSD as well. We went with a 512 gig because that's what fit in our budget. If we wanted more storage, then we've got 4 SATA ports, and I did confirm there is in fact a hard drive mounting point in the bottom of the case, so we could add something there. And am I ever going to get to actually play the game? Remember when David said that this opening cinematic thing was short?
Yeah.
I remember.
Remember when chat picked this game? Let's blame chat.
Yeah, way to go, float plane chat.
175 gigs.
Of just movies. That's crazy.
All right, let's go. Come on. Yes, you need to sleep. I know, it's tiring being the God of War.
Whoever said they wanted Firefox as the game, that's not an option. You can't have that.
Look, I know you all play Firefox. We just wanted you here longer. Yeah, I mean, mission accomplished then, I suppose. All right, I'm going back to YouTube chat. They seem more trustworthy.
YouTube chat redemption arc.
Wow.
Maybe they just go really weird on Friday nights.
We're not at 2500p upscaled to 4K, Toby. We're at more like 2200, which is a lot lesser than it sounds like. As resolution scales, the amount that you're adding is so much more as you go bigger. Oh, whoa, look at that.
We're in game.
Hey, we're in game. What's up, yo? All right, we're going this way. Can I run? Oh, okay. Dude, not bad. Not bad. You're playing like modern AAA games, like for real, on this machine. Our previous attempts at like budget gaming PCs for the last like 5 years have been so frustrating because either we had to go secondhand, which I know there's a cohort of people out there that are just not going to consider it, right? So we either had to go secondhand, which upsets those people, or we had to seriously compromise on performance. Like when we did our holiday buyer's guide, Arc Battle Mage wasn't out yet. Our recommended PC had an APU because we were like, well, realistically at this price, you can't afford a GPU anyway, so you might as well get an APU, which will game at like 1080p low in AAA games, or you might even be forced to go down to 720p, and then you can save up for a GPU. It was like the Merry Christmas, wait for your birthday PC, I think was what we called it. This is the Merry Christmas right now today PC, as long as you can get your hands on an Arc B580. Super exciting. And I think that pretty much wraps us, unless, Dan, you have another merch message or two?
I have one final merch message for
All
today.
right, hit me.
It's from Anonymous. They bought a precision multi-bit and a precision built set. Your laptop skin looks absurd. You weren't supposed to use it beyond the Qualcomm Daily Driver Challenge. Signed, a robot.
Oh, no way. No way. That could actually be debrand. I mean, no one else would have any way of knowing that I wasn't supposed to continue using it. It's not even for my laptop. Like, honestly, I keep using it as much to upset them as anything else. So they're on to me. Like, look at this. It has a cutout for a Microsoft Surface. This isn't a Surface. You know how they're all about precision fit and everything? This doesn't fit at all. This is just complete nonsense. And I've added more stickers to it now. Yeah, I know. It really does look awful. If you don't like it, Dbrand, maybe you should make better skins.
Ooh, like the glow circuit.
And you could check out our sponsor, Greenman Gaming. They've got a great sale running right now. We picked up. Did I just break something? Cool. Did that game close when I dropped my computer next to the PC? That was weird. Did I click something?
I was not paying enough attention.
All right, neat. Anyway, the point is Greenman Gaming. Check them out. We picked up some actually pretty great deals on games, including You Suck at Parking. We're going to have them linked in the video description. Thank you guys very much for tuning into the stream. Big thanks to Dan and Elijah. Pathetic. All right. Play me out, Dan.
That's copyrighted.
No, don't sing. Don't sing real songs. You can cut it, though.